So it's late in the evening and I have made my way through chapter 5. And chapter 5 is all about, technology, making smart choices about technology. And I feel like I can't relate to a lot of what the chapter says because many reasons. One, I only have 2 kids and they're much younger than it seems like hers are. And the fact that my kids are homeschooled, we're not we're not there yet. So this is a chapter that I definitely want to revisit one day in the future. But for now, we're not there yet. There was a lot of good practical tips and advice, and it's something that I'll need to look at later. Right now, our mentality is so focused on as little technology as possible. We don't say no technology because we don't think that's realistic. And we like technology. I use it for work. I use my phone for work. I need it. I use my phone for YouTube. I use my phone for pictures, checking the weather, GPS. My kids see that stuff. When I'm on my phone for YouTube or for work, they know, and I schedule it out during my day. I'm very mindful to let them know, like, hey, I'm not just on the phone doing nothing. I am time to work on Juice Plus, and I'll go to the kitchen, check my messages, I put my phone down, and then I leave it there, and I don't touch it again until next time that I'm gonna go at work, check messages or whatever. And so they know that, which is great. They also know when I'm making YouTube videos because I'm talking to the camera. So obviously we're for technology, but minimal. Our kids watch shows sometimes, not every day, and an hour is pretty much the max. On a rare occasion, we'll watch a movie as a family, but usually we occupy ourselves with other things. And on even rarer occasion, we play this racing game. I can't think of the name. And we play Angry Birds 2. And there's talk of Minecraft, but we're holding off on that. So we don't really play much, and we don't really watch much. And when we do, it's not an expected part of our life. So our goal is doing things that cultivate relationships. So we play games together, go on family walks, ride bike, do bonfires, go outside and work on something together, sit around and chat, play a board game, those things. Reading is also a huge part of our family. We read together. And so that's kind of where our heart is for our children. We know that we can't make them love reading, but we're doing everything in our in our power to expose them to wonderful literature, read to them daily, so that they will hopefully establish a love for reading. And we feel that technology, if given the opportunity for TV and video games, it will always beat books. But when it's only once in a while and the rest of the time you gotta figure something out or read, then books will win. So that's our philosophy. There were some things in that chapter that, like I said, were really good. I'll need to revisit it, and I couldn't relate to a lot of it because my kids are younger and homeschooled, and how limiting we have been with technology. So I would love to hear what you guys thought of that chapter. And also that long story about the 8-year-old that saw something at her friend's house. That's something else that we're not there yet. My kids are never at friends' houses without me. They're just not. We either have friends here or I'm with them at a friend's house. So we always know what's going on. There's very little opportunity right now for anything like that to happen. I'm not naive enough to think that nothing can happen even now. Of course it can. It only takes a millisecond. But we are very aware of what's going on, and we're very intentional. And I do like, like for my age children, that they should be aware of the dangers of media, and they definitely are, but again, it's just, I didn't feel like much of it applied to me, but still, it was a good chapter. So I'm totally going to do chapter 6 as I do other stuff in the kitchen, because my day is coming to an end soon, and I'm supposed to post this video tomorrow, and I refuse to get behind schedule like I've done in our other book studies. You'd think I would have plenty of time to read 2 chapters and make 1 video with a week in between, but man, it's been hard. So have grace on me, guys. Well, you don't know, it's going up on time, so you don't even feel it. So that's the goal, that's the point. So this next chapter, chapter 6, was called Cultivating Obedience. And so much of it reminded me of the video I made not too long ago called The Little Years, maybe? The Little Days? I can't remember what I titled it, but something like that. How important it is to cultivate obedience early. And then, of course, and she quotes Ted Tripp, which I love, from Shepherding Your Child's Heart. And just so many things, like, we're going to make mistakes, countless mistakes. And we are after their hearts, not their behavior. Of course, behavior is important. Of course, we want to see our children do what we're telling them to do. But more importantly than that, we want them to want to do what we're telling them to do, right? And the only way that is cultivated is through love and grace and discussing. And of course, when they're really little, not so much speeches and talking, but little truths that are laid down as foundation, so
we're not allowed to play baby and big boy. Now stop it. Yes, we are.
Okay, so that's resolved.
What?
Nothing. Oh, good. Use the scissors and then put them back. Okay, so we want their hearts. We want them to want to do the right thing. And I truly believe that when we are gracious and loving and kind to our children, when we show them that we're on their side and we're trying to help them solve problems, not be their enemy and get on them and condemn them for their shortcomings, that they learn to want to do the right thing. They learn to want, they want to honor us. And because God's law is written on our hearts, right? And that is the kindness of the Lord, the grace of the Lord to put in a child's heart to desire to please his parents. But we can damage that big time by our approach. But the Lord is kind. Even with our many, many mistakes, he can repair and restore. So just some other things that stood out to me in this chapter. From appreciation to expectation. Yeah, man. Just like eating out, right? Some people eat out all the time, or get a lemonade at Chick-fil-A every time. There are things that I do intentionally. For example, Chick-fil-A. We went there last week, and most of the time we get lemonades with the kids' meal. But this time I was like, no, not this time, because I don't want it to become this is what we do when we come here. And it's like, no, it's not. We might get it sometimes, we might not. This time we're not. And the same with like donuts at the farmer's market and candy at the bank. It's like, that doesn't mean this. Appreciate it when you get it, and don't expect it because it might not happen, And I don't think that it's wrong to say, I think I said this in another video, every time we go to the bank, we get a lollipop. That's the special Thursday treat. There's nothing wrong with that. Of course not. It's just something I've chosen to do, to use as an opportunity to teach that you can't just expect, And then the handout mentality, of course. We want to teach our children how to earn, how to work and earn what they work for, versus just giving them everything. Because then they expect everything to just be handed to them in life. And it's a huge disappointment when you realize that's not life, setting them up for failure. The goodie bag mentality. I remember when they were really little, we did do birthday presents on each other's birthday, but as I think it was 4 or 5, that's the birthdays that we didn't, and it was an easy transition. I didn't feel like it came back and bit me in the butt to give them a gift for their, like when Ivan turned 2. No, Joel did not get a gift when Ivan turned 2 because he was only 6 months. But when Ivan turned 3, Joel was 2.5, and no, when Ivan turned 2, Joel was 6 months. Sorry, let me do math right now during this video. Anyway, at some point when we thought it was appropriate, we said, let's give them a gift on each other's birthday. And then we cut that off when we thought it's a good time to instill this lesson for them not to expect to always get a gift on their birthday, you know. Participation awards, hilarious. Constant praise. I totally agree. We don't want to always be like, you're amazing, you're awesome, because it's not sincere, and kids can sense when it's not genuine. And then the reoccurring rescue, definitely, when we always come swoop down, save the day, I'm here to protect you, you can't handle any conflict on your own. Definitely at home, like I train my children on how to respond to each other, how to respond, but I make them do it. And so when it happens again, they can put into practice what they have been taught versus jumping in and resolving everything. Even today, there was some discussion. We went to a friend's house, and I heard some discussion that was, saying that one of my boys threw something in the creek. And instead of jumping in and being like, that's not okay, guys, why'd you do that? I just stayed quiet to hear what they would say, to hear what their response would be, to hear, you better speak up. You just got told on, and you need to handle this with the grown-up that's those clippers belong to, and then after a few minutes of listening to what they were saying, then I talked. But it's just, they have to realize they're going to grow up to be men one day, and they're going to have to know how to handle themselves, right? So we definitely want to help. God's given them us to protect them, yes, but God has given us to protect them, so we need to, but we also have to discern when it's appropriate to not be like their little rescue all the time, And then I really thought it was so good, the questions at the end of going against the flow, just those questions to ask your kids, like, what if you didn't study for your big test, which my children would have no idea what that means. So what if you forgot your lunch again? They wouldn't know what that means either. What if the ball you threw broke the neighbor's window? That they would know. What if you found the perfect scarf, but you didn't have the money for it because you forgot to do your chores? So those are some good questions, and I'm sure we can come up with many that would apply to my kids, and many that you guys would use in your families that could really challenge them to think, things are not just handed to you. And yeah, good chapter. I realized chapter 5 ended a section and chapter 6 is beginning a section, so it might not flow very well, but it's okay. Let's stick with the 2 chapters a week course. I think it'll be really good. So next video, next Friday, we will do chapters 7 and 8. Tell me what you thought of these chapters in the comments, and I hope you have a great day.